What do you think about the idea of social media removing all type of numbers? All type of numbers, all type of likes, all types of...
just wiping out metrics across the board?
Not wiping out metrics, wiping out...
The visual aspect.
The visual aspect,
okay.
so that people on the outside legitimately can't tell how many views something has. Is that something that you think would help her, or does it not even have any type of merit?
I think it would destroy Instagram, because that's how some people are able to determine their worth.
Yeah.
Especially when you talk about quote unquote Instagram models.
Yeah.
Like you have these women
influencers.
Who, they're able to sell whatever and host parties and say, hey, I'm in Miami. It's because they get 100,000 views or
in their Fashion Nova outfit.
Likes. Like some of these women, I don't even know what their voices sound like, but somehow they've made a name for themselves. So if you take that metric away, like people would cease to even, like, that's the only thing I think that really drives Instagram. Even though I feel like, there's some funny stuff they do with the metrics where, especially since they don't put things in chronological order, I'll see something come up today for a party that happened 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Or,
that's just a flawed system, though.
Yeah.
I mean, and when I say flawed system, I just mean flawed for the consumer.
Right.
It's not flawed for the pay model that they're going for.
Right.
No.
But I think you have what you also would have in that instance is if you strip that away, like you talked about, from a mental standpoint and just people in general, I think you have a lot of miserable motherfuckers, because there's a lot of people that live and depend on that. Like, that's the era that we're in now.
There's
like,
actually a video of one of the Instagram models crying.
See?
I think they may have started doing it in a country already. Maybe Canada.
Okay.
I don't know. There's a country that's already doing that. That's pretty much stripped the likes away, so you can't tell how many likes.
They've actually been testing it in different platforms.
Yeah.
So.
But this girl, she made a whole video on YouTube crying and boo-hooing about how these likes are her livelihood, and
you see what I mean? And to me, that can take a dangerous turn, because you got people that actually are dependent on this for sanity. Like, it's people that
this
really
is their validation.
Well, even with those numbers though, because you can look at it from that way to where they can't see the numbers,
right?
Or you can look at it to where now you're not that popping chick on Instagram anymore, and your numbers start to plummet.
Right.
So then you feel a certain type of way about that.
Yeah.
So then you become a cam model now, because your numbers on Instagram aren't popping like you want them to be. So I mean, it's going people that deal with that or rely on that for money or whatever. It's going to deal with their psyche regardless.
I think so.
There are other issues there, in my opinion. I think it'll bring it to the surface.
You think?
But those are already there. Those issues are already there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I see where you're going.
We talking about, like, even when you talk about addiction and stuff, like, it's kind of what we're getting into a little bit. But, like, most people aren't addicted to the thing they do. They're addicted to the feeling that causes them to be addicted to something.
Yeah, the dopamine.
That's a bar right there. That's a bar.
I would just say, to any, because I feel like we are the new old heads, and there's
100%.
something to that name. Like, to any young person who's looking at this whole thing go down with Tekashi 6ix9ine, use it as a cautionary tale. Just don't say, well, it is what it is, and look at it as some form of entertainment for you. Because honestly, at this point, you see a lot of people, because I feel like this could happen once a year. Yeah. There are people who are willing to trade their dignity, and in Tekashi's case, freedom for attention.
Yeah.
Oh,
and, look, think about it like this. Like, create a future for yourself, like, instead of just having a past. Like, that's what I see a lot of people doing. Like, they're going to wake up and they're going to realize they have a past, with the things that they've posted on social media, and they haven't invested anything in their future.
Nothing.
Well, we
selling their ass.
There's a lot of that going on out there. So
more power to them.
Yeah, more power to them, man. But that's an interesting take, man. Like, I'd be curious to see, obviously, what, if they start stripping those away and it hits over here. I'd be very curious to see the responses on that.
I think it would be. I think it's an interesting thing to have for it to be viewed public. I think it still should be, You should still be able to track your analytics.
But just on the public standpoint, keep it blank.
And I know what's going to happen at that point, too. People are then going to make posts about what their private numbers look
and
like.
screenshot those.
This is what it is.
Because they already put that in bio anyway. Every time somebody gets a page taken away, they got to tell you, I had 50-some-odd thousand subscribers
before this page was taken away. Yeah.
You know, because it's all about the numbers and the metrics.
Yeah.
They'll probably make a Black Mirror episode about it.
I'm gonna do that in all my social medias right now. I'm gonna be like, I was at 4 million before my account got deleted.
There you go.
Yeah.
Did you make sure you put in their public figure?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's a public figure.
100%.
Yeah. On Instagram. That shit, I don't know why it irks my nerves so much when I see somebody with that in their bio.
I'm a public figure.
Because they're social. Because they're social figures. They're not really public.
I don't know.
Like I said, Jay Morris said, we are the new old heads, but it is it's been very fascinating to see. We're old enough to see, the older you get, you see shifts in culture and you see how things change. Like, it's really interesting to watch how things change. Like, the conversations that we're having now, like, none of this shit would have mattered. What, 10 years? Am I going too far?